the logo of Royal Malaysia Police or the Police Diraha Malaysia. So, on the top of it is the moon and the star that symbolizes Islam as the official religion of Malaysia. Next is the crown, which is the panegyric reference to the King of Malaysia, best owing the royal title to its name. And this Arabic lettering in the crown includes the words Allah and Muhammad. Allah on the right, which symbolize the Almighty, and Muhammad on the left as the messenger. It signifies Islam as the official religion and faith of Royal Malaysia Police personnel who are willing to uphold justice and security of the people of Malaysia. Next, the Kris and Ilang sword, wherein Kris is an important symbol of the Malaysia Malay Peninsular, I should say. And it is a weapon used by Malay warriors in the past. And the Ilang sword symbolizes the states of Sarawak and Sabah in East Malaysia, and it represents the spirit of heroism of a multitude of ethnic tribes such as the Dayak, Dusun, Badjao, and Kadazan. So next is the tiger head here that symbolizes courage, strength, and spirits of the Royal Malaysia Police. Next, the paddy flower, which is the reference to paddy and rice, the staple food for Malaysians, and it signifies national prosperity with the scroll underneath bearing the name of Police Diraha Malaysia. So next is the short details about Malaysia. Malaysia is a country in Southeast Asia. The federal constitutional monarchy consists of 13 states and 3 federal territories separated by the South China Sea into 2 similarly sized regions, which is the Peninsular Malaysia and East Malaysia or Malaysian Borneo. Peninsular Malaysia shares a land and maritime border with Thailand and maritime borders with Singapore, Vietnam, and Indonesia. And also, East Malaysia shares land and maritime borders with Brunei and Indonesia and a maritime border with the Philippines and Vietnam. So, Kuala Lumpur is the national capital and largest city, while Putrajaya is the seat of the federal government. With a population of over 30 million, Malaysia is the world's 44th most populous country. So, ang Malaysia ay pang-44 sa buong mundo na may mas maraming population sa country. The southernmost point of continental Eurasia, Tanjung Paya, is in Malaysia. So, naglagay din ako ng short detail about the Royal Malaysian Police. The Royal Malaysian Police consists of 137,574 senior police officers, while in the Philippines consists of 210,000 police officers as of 2020. Junior police officers and civil servants. This membership reflects the diversity of assignments carried out by the PDRM or Police Diraha Malaysia from the General Task Force, which carries out traditional police duties and is always side by side with the people, to the General Operations Force, which carries out non-regulatory tasks such as preventing the entry of illegal immigrants and the war against terrorism. Communist once upon a time. So, So, in carrying out the trust and responsibilities backed by the people, Police Diraha Malaysia is assisted by support groups consisting of additional police, police volunteers, auxiliary police, police cadets, and civil servants. This group plays an important role in determining the security and well-being of the country. So, parehas lang din sa Philippines, meron din tayong police volunteers na kung saan sila ang tumutulong sa mga kapulisan natin para ma-secure ang buong bansa at sa mamamayang Pilipino at upang maiwasan ang possible crimes na mangyari dito sa ating bansa. So, next is the overview of police system in Malaysia. The police agency in Malaysia is the Royal Malaysia Police or Police Diraha Malaysia, while in the Philippines is the Philippine National Police. Next naman ang department. Sa Malaysia, Ministry of Home Affairs, while in the Philippines is the Department of Interior and Local Government. Sa ranks naman, ang highest rank is the Inspector General of Police, while the lowest rank in Malaysia is the Constable. While in the Philippines, the highest rank is the Police General, while the lowest rank is the Patrolman under the new rank classification of RA 11200. Next is the motto of Malaysia, which is the Police dan Masyarakat Berpisa Chada, or in English, Police and the community will not separate. Sa Philippines naman, ang motto is to serve and protect. Next naman, type of law enforcement in Malaysia is centralized. Parehas sila ng Philippines dahil isang police agency lang ang nag-e-exist sa bansa ng Malaysia, which is the Royal Malaysia Police or Police Diraha Malaysia, at sa Philippines naman ay ang the Philippine National Police. So next, estimated strength of Malaysia, which is 120,000, at sa Philippines naman ang estimated strength nila ay 210,000 as of 2020. A police force has been in existence in Malaysia since the days of the Malacca Sultanate. Malacca's colonial law created what was essentially a police force in Malaysia in the 15th century through the institution of the Temenggung and Hulu Balang or the Royal Warriors. During the Sultan of Malacca's absence, the Bendahara or Prime Minister held absolute authority with the power to hand out sentences, but it was the Temenggung who acted as the police chief or inspector general of police. His tasks were to arrest criminals, build jails, and implement sentences. So, additional lang dito, ang Prime Minister is parang sa atin, President. Sa Malaysia naman, ang tawag sa President nila or yung mas mataas sa atin is the Prime Minister. So, next. Following the assimilation of Malacca into the British Empire in 1795, a modern police organization in Malaysia was formed. On March 27, 1807, after the Charter of Justice in Penang was granted. Most of the officers were of British origin. Later, this organization was developed in the Straits Settlements and other Malaysia states, particularly the Federated Malay States. At that time, independent police forces were established for each respective state. Only after World War II was a central police organization formed known as the Civil Affairs Police Force. This organization was formed in Malaya and led by a British colonial, H.B. Longworthy, who had to stabilize the police forces after the anarchy of Japanese occupation. One of the immediate problems faced by the police at this time was the rebellion of the Communist Party. So, dito, isa sa kinakaharap na problema ng mga pulis ay ang mga rebelde at ang propaganda which hide the truth na kung saan against sila sa pamamalakad ng mga pulis. So, during the confrontation between Malaysia and Indonesia, which lasted from 1963 to 1965, the police force along the military forces fought against the infiltration of Indonesia forces into the states of Johor and Sabah. Almost a year after Independence Day, on July 24, 1958, the King of Malaysia, Tuanku Abdul Rahman Ibni Almarhum Tuanku Muhammad bestowed the title Royal to the Malayan Federation Police Force. In 1963, the Royal Federation of Malayan Police or the RFMP, the North Borneo Armed Constabulary and the Sarawak Constabulary were merged to form the Royal Malaysia Police. The Singapore Police Force became a component unit of the Royal Malaysia Police until Singapore's independence in 1965. So, the Police Act 1967 or in Malay Acta Police 1967 is the act of Parliament governing which governs the constitution, control, employment, recruitment, funds, discipline, duties, and powers of the Royal Malaysia Police, including Royal Malaysia Police Reserve and the Royal Malaysia Police Cadet Corps. It was first enacted in 1967, Act of 41 of 1967, and then revised in 1988 as Act 344 of 1988. To date, there have been several attempts of amendments for the Police Act to be more in line with the internationally accepted human rights practices. So next is the organizational structure. Apart from two departments concerned within the administration, Management Department and Provision Department, the Royal Malaysia Police have 6 departments concerned in crime prevention. First is the Criminal Investigation, Narcotics Criminal Investigation Division, Internal Security and Public Order Department, Government Department, Industrial Crime Investigation Department, and Traffic Enforcement and Investigation Department. All the departments are managed by the administrators with the rank of Commissioners of Police, which is the Army equivalent rank of 3 stars General or Lieutenant General. So this is the organizational structure of the Police Dirahan Malaysia. Wala akong nakuhang English ng organizational structure ng Malaysia. Kaya ito na yung nakuha ko. So, yan. Ito naman is the police heads. So, yan yung mga matataas na rank sa Malaysia Police. And the highest is the Inspector General of Police and the lowest is the Constable. So, next is the recruitment. The requirements to join Royal Malaysian Police is to work for the Royal Malaysian Police. People should complete the net form through the government website. The subsequent area unit, the essential needs to be a productive applicant. So, the age requirement is between 18 and 28 years recent. So, sa kanila between 18 and 28 years recent. Sa atin naman is 21, hindi bababa sa 21 at hindi tataas sa 30. So, education must have high school certification. So, sa kanila, yung requirement education nila is high school certification lang. Sa atin is must have 4 years course. Sa 4 officers, must have PMR, SPM, STPM, diploma, bachelor's, or master's. So, etong 4 officers, parang ganun na din to sa Philippines na kung saan may 4 years course. Next is the personal qualities. Must be of good character. Must be a good character. Next, demonstrate good interpersonal skill. Be intelligent, show judgment, maturity, and customary sense. So the citizenship should have Malaysia citizenship or legal permanent standing before employment. So, parang ganun din siya sa Philippines, which is a citizen of the Philippines, and the citizenship naman sa Malaysia. Next, fitness must be medically and physically with no medical conditions that may limit your ability to securely complete, recruit, coaching, and perform all aspects of investigating. Meet visual sense standards. So, the driver's license, meron din sila. Possess a totally authorized Category 5 license. Must not be a graduated driver's license with no quite 5 demerit points out of province candidates ought to make certain that they possess the equivalent of these unrestricted drivers allowed before submitting their applications. So, ito din, criminal record. So, sa Malaysia, ang requirements doon, no criminal convictions that a pardon has not been granted. No criminal charges unfinished before the courts. No criminal activity at intervals of minimum of 3 years preceding application, together with any detected or undetected crime or involvement at any level, together with illicit drugs. Work experience, minimum of 2 years post high school or consistent employment history, volunteer expertise within the community, work expertise involving an edge of responsibility and trust. Duties that involve vital interaction with the general public, applied data of computers together with, however, not restricted to MS Windows, Word, Outlook, etc. and basic typewriting skills. Each department of local government has their own list of qualifications. most law enforcement officials can get to have a sheepskin or jet and no arrest. So, dito sa criminal record ng Malaysia, parehas din siya ng Philippines na kung saan sa Philippines dapat wala ka ring criminal record para pasok ka sa mga requirements ng police. So, next, dito naman sa kailangan mong ma-employ. Kung gusto mo nang ma-employ sa Royal Malaysia Police, kailangan mong pumasok sa 3 different levels, which is the constable, constable sergeant, and the inspector. And selected candidates area unit needed to require a course for an amount of 3 to 12 months. So dito, includes dito yung mga coaching sessions and education together with the study of law, police science, marching, weapons, physical exercise, or the example of martial arts. So, additional dito is yung mga individual will be expected to travel through sensible coaching in police districts sa tagal na 9 months. Upon completion of the coaching, the candidate would be on probation for 3 years before their post is confirmed for good. So, next is the firearms. Maraming pistols ang Royal Malaysia Police, pero kumuha na lang ako ng mga examples ng mga to. First is the Beretta 92, Beretta PX4 Storm, Browning HP. Yan yung mga pistol na meron sa Royal Malaysia Police na kinuha ko lang. And sa Philippines naman, meron siyang dalawa, which is the Beretta 92 and the Glock. Next is the shotguns. So, sa Malaysia, merong Browning Auto 5, Anchi Espas 15, HK 512. And sa Philippines, meron naman Remington 870 and Mossberg 590 A1. Next is the submachine guns, CZ Scorpio Evo 3 and HK MP5, HK UMP. Sa Philippines naman, meron ding dalawa, which is the Heckler & Koch MP5 and the Heckler & Koch UMP. Next, rifles sa Royal Malaysia Police, Carbon 15, Colt M16. Sa Philippines naman is rifles naman sa Philippines, which is the rifle caliber 5.56 mm or M16 and the carbine caliber 5.56 mm or M4. So, next, vehicles of police in Malaysia. So, kumuha na lang ako ng video ng parade nila para makita yung mga iba't ibang sasakyan ng mga police ng Malaysia. So, yun yung mga police motorcycle at police cars na ginagamit sa Royal Malaysia Police. At kaparehas lang din siya ng PNP, which is meron ding motorcycle at meron ding police car. So, next is the uniforms. So, itong video lang din ng parade nila to. Magkakasunod kasi yung mga type ng uniform na nandito, kaya ito na lang yung kinuha ko. Kasi mas maayos siya. So, ito siya. So, yan yung mga uniform ng Royal Malaysia Police. So, the new police constable uniform was introduced in 2008. The headgear is a dark navy blue beret with a silver police force emblem on top of the left eye. Dark navy blue long sleeve shirts are worn along with dark navy blue cargo pants tucked into military boots. Before this, the police used to wear a khaki brown uniform. A personal name tag is worn on the right side together with the police shield above it, while the word police is emblazoned in the other side. A police service number is under the name tag and a rank insignia on the right arm. The Sam Brown belt was replaced by the brand new ballistic nylon police duty belt equipped with a standard issue Walther P99 or PX4 Storm handgun, 2 extra 10 round magazines, a pair of Fiat speed cups, a T-baton, a pepper spray and LED torch, and a walkie-talkie. Sometimes they are equipped with a Heckler and Koch MP5 submachine gun during special situations. So, traffic enforcers wear white helmet or dark navy blue cap while on duty, a white long sleeve shirt with a reflective yellow vest, black riding pants with a yellow stripe, and riding boots. Their equipment is the same as constables except that they have a whistle in their left pocket. So, yung mga nasa video ang mga police uniform ng Malaysia. At sa Philippines naman, maraming type ng police uniform ang Philippines. Type A, Type B, Type C na mga ginagamit pang athletic uniform or exercise uniform. So, next is the rank and insignia. So, itong video to, ito yung insignia. So, yan, Lance Corporal, isang ganyan. Tas, Corporal, 2 na. Sergeant, 3. Sergeant Major, yan. Sub-Inspector, may isang star. Tapos, Probationary Inspector. Inspector, 2 ng ganito. And then, Assistant Superintendent of Police, 3. Deputy Superintendent of Police, isang logo ng so Superintendent of Police, ganyan. The Assistant Commissioner of Police, 2 star, at yung isang logo ng Police. Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police, yan. Deputy Commissioner of Police, yung sword, 2 star, tas Commissioner of Police, Deputy Inspector General of Police, ganyan yung Inspector General of Police. So, ito naman sa mga senior officers. Ayan na. So, parang ito yung summary sa video. Tapos, ito naman, rank and file officer. Ayan. So, yan yung sa insignia. So, next. Yung kanina insignia, next naman ay ang rank ng Malaysia Police. So, ito yung rank structure of the Royal Malaysian Police. So, the highest is the Inspector General grade. So, which is Department, Chief Police, Deputy Commissioner of Police, or State Chief Police Officer, Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police, the Assistant Commissioner of Police, or the District Chief Police. So, yan yung mga belong sa Inspector General grade. Next naman is the Superintendent grade, which is Superintendent of Police, Deputy Superintendent of Police, or the District Division Chief, Assistant Superintendent of Police, which is the Station Chief Police. Next is the Inspector grade, which is the Inspector and Probationary Inspector, and the Enlisted grade, which is the Sub-Inspector, Sergeant Major, Sergeant, Corporal, Lance Corporal, and yung lowest rank, which is the Constable. So, that is the rank highest to lowest of the Malaysia. And sa Philippines naman, as I said a while ago, the highest rank is the Police General, and the lowest rank is the Patrolman or Patrolwoman, based on the new rank classification of RA 11-200. So, next is the best practices of the Royal Malaysia Police. The CAP, or the Friends of Caps, is a community outreach program launched on August 9, 2005. The Royal Malaysia Police constantly cooperates closely with police forces worldwide, including from those 6 neighboring countries, which is the Indonesian National Police, Philippine National Police, Royal Brunei Police Force, Royal Thai Police, Singapore Police Force, and the Vietnam People's Public Security. So, Rakan Cap is the Malaysian Community Police Corps, which was launched by Royal Malaysian Police in Kuala Lumpur on August 9, 2005 to help combat crime in the city and any situation around Malaysia. Next is the Police Diraha Malaysia programs, which is the Amanita to engage housewives in neighborhood safety. So this is the picture or the example of the Amanita. So here, the Amanita is the special unit by the police for female officers to engage with housewives and turn them into friends of the police in the effort to reduce crime in neighborhoods. Next is the Police Diraha Malaysia Together Against Corruption and Go to Safety Point, which is this photo, and kapareha siya sa Philippines na kung saan nakikipag-partnership sa ang petron sa police para sa safety ng kanilang bansa o lugar. Next is the PDRM Green Practices, and this crime and scam alerts, wanted persons, missing children portal. So next is the other details. So here, the other details, first is the volunteer police, which is the police volunteer reserve as normal citizens, and is a team of special police as well as supporting unit of the full-time Royal Malaysian Police Force, where normal citizens could volunteer to help to maintain peace and security for their respective formation. So next is the Police Undergrad Volunteer Corps, automatic to inspector after 3 years training. So an undergraduate police volunteer organization is in Malaysia. They are undergoing periodic training times in 3 years in their respective university and will be commissioned as Police Volunteer Reserve Corps in Malaysia, which is the inspector by the Inspector General of Police in the end of the 3 years training. Next is the Rela Corps, is a paramilitary civil volunteer corps formed by the Malaysian government. Their main duty is to check the traveling documents and immigration permits of foreigners in Malaysian cities, including tourists, visitors, and migrants, to reduce the increased rate of illegal immigrants in Malaysia. So the People's Volunteer Corps that operates under Malaysia Home Affairs Ministry, it was created in 1972. So its members are Malaysian citizens who volunteer to serve, and they have the power to carry firearms, arrest individuals, and enter premises without permit. So that's the Rela Corps. And itong volunteer police volunteer reserve, meron din siya sa Philippines. So next is the headquarters are located at Bukit Aman, Kuala Lumpur, which is this photo here. And next, the minimum retirement age. Notwithstand any other written law, the minimum retirement age of an employee shall be upon the employee attaining the age of 60 years. So while in the Philippines, the compulsory retirement age is 50 years old.